Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar, Stayntouch Product Enhancements, version 5.61, Enhancements to Group Rooms Report, New API Integrations, and more, presented by Stayntouch Implementation Consultant, Natasha Leck. I'm your host, Erin Fisher, the content writer here at Stayntouch. Today's presentation will cover how you can get the most out of the Stayntouch PMS, version 5.61 product release. In this webinar, we will demonstrate enhancements to the group rooms report. So room revenue and ADR by group block are available now. Explain that CRS group blocks support reservations with more than 4 adults. Illustrate that Stayntouch Guest Mobility now displays room upgrade charges as a separate line item. Show that reservations that have purchased a late checkout add-on display on the late checkout tile. Demonstrate that the PMS will show the rate amounts when filtering by rate type or room type in the rate manager. Discuss additional vendor integrations via API available for Stayntouch PMS customers. And finally, we'll show how to track API and webhook changes from the Stayntouch website. We'll have a short Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Feel free to submit questions throughout the presentation, and we will answer them in the order they are received at the end. And that's all I have right now. Natasha, I'm going to hand the presentation over to you.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Erin. All right. So to get started with today's release notes, the first topic is our new API integrations. We have them listed here. So the first one that is new is Alice. This is specifically for housekeeping and guest satisfaction. Then we have No Cross by Unifocus. This is specifically for housekeeping. Another new integration is Next Gen Guest. They are focused on guest communication from pre-arrival all the way through checkout. OTA Insight for different reporting metrics. We have TPOS, which is a POS system, and any more information that you're looking for regarding these new API integrations can be requested either from your CSM or additional information, as you can see here, can also be found in these release notes. So the next topic is that we've made some enhancements to the group rooms report. So when I go into my property and I go to my menu on the left-hand side, to my reports, new report. If I then look for the group rooms report, you can see that when I click here, the default is now set to 15 days instead of 30 days. This has been updated. And when I run the report, let me just go to the inbox and I open up the report, you can see that we now have the daily ADR on here. So we have daily ADR as option, and you can see this on this line over here, together with the total daily ADR as well. And then the other enhancement that has been made to the group rooms report is that we also now show daily revenue, the same way as we show our daily ADR under here, as well as with the total revenue. And this is then done as total, but you can also see it here per group. So for example, here in this group, you're able to see it. And we have some information in this group over here as well. And then this is the total of all of it. And that also includes daily ADR and daily revenue. All right. Another enhancement that we've made is that vendors can now easily find any changes and updates that are made to our APIs and webhooks via our website. So the website that we have here is stayntouch.com/product-updates. And over here, you can see that we have the different changes listed here by month as well, and year, of course. And you're able to filter as well by category. So you can either go for the APIs or for the webhooks when you're looking for your information. And by clicking on here, you'll be able to see that information and you can go into whatever information you exactly need for additional details. Then The next item that I'm going to show with the help of the release notes is the CRS group blocks. So it is now possible to have reservations for groups that have more than 4 adults. And to avoid this manual insertion that was being used before of the reservations for a group block that is coming over from a CRS, there's now a new logic in place. So the reservation will come over with 4 adults on the state card, but it'll now have notes, and those notes will reflect the actual count. So here, for example, you can see that in the notes, it says note adults is 6. So this way the reservation still comes over and we don't have to manually insert reservations that have an adult count over 4. So the next topic is regarding guest mobility. So I have a reservation in here, my arrival, and what I want to show is that during the check-in, the room upgrade chart shows as a separate line item below the average rate per night on the stay details screen. So I have my page for guest mobility. I'm going to search for my reservation. Right now you can see here average rate per night, but I don't have any upgrade purchased yet. So when I continue with everything for my reservation, terms and conditions, address. Right now I have the option to purchase an upgrade. If I say, okay, select this upgrade, I will now go to the screen where it says room type upgraded. You'll still see my average rate per night, and now you'll see a new line item that says that has the room upgrade with the amount in it. All right, so the next topic is relating to the late checkout dial. So when let me just go into the hotel. So when I'm on my dashboard, you can see here that I have a late checkout tile. This means that I have reservations that have a late checkout add-on associated with this. So when I go in here and I go to my one of the reservations, you can see here that a late checkout has been purchased. You can see here that it has the L for late checkout, the adjusted time because it shows in yellow, and 2 p.m. And here under add-on, I have my late checkout 2 p.m. option. Now, what has been changed here is that when the add-on is removed, this reservation will move out of the checkout tile. So let me remove the add-on. And if I now go, you can see here that my late checkout tile has changed to 5 instead of the 6 that it was before. You'll see that that reservation is now gone. And if I go back into that specific reservation, let me just check to see which one it was. Oh, this one still has the late checkout. You can see here that this has now been removed. The L for late checkout has been removed too, so you can see that that late checkout is not applicable to this reservation anymore. And as mentioned, you can see that this has now been removed out of the late checkout tab. And then we are already on the last topic of the release notes, and that is that you can now filter by rate type in the rate manager. So if I go to my menu, revenue management, and then rate manager, I select my date range, and then here where I would normally filter on rates, I can go to rate types, and I can select, for example, corporate, and this will show me corporate as option, and in here it'll show me only all of my corporate rates. Now, you can do this for every rate type, of course. So for example, if I go to public, I can say show selected rate type. It'll say here public, and as I go in, you'll see all of my rates that have the public rate type associated with it. All right, those were all the items that we wanted to cover today.
All right, thank you, Natasha, for that wonderful presentation. I'd now like to turn over the floor for questions. Remember, you can submit questions through the question box in the middle of the control panel. So the first question, actually, we'll give everyone a few seconds to enter those. I don't see any quite yet. Give everyone a few more seconds. All right, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'll switch it back to me.
Perfect.
All right, so in this webinar, we demonstrated enhancements to the group rooms report, meaning that room revenue and ADR by group block are available now. Explain that CRS group blocks support reservations with more than 4 adults. Illustrated that Stayntouch Guest Mobility now displays room upgrade charges as a separate line item. Showed that reservations that have purchased a late checkout add-on display on the late checkout tile. Demonstrated that the PMS will show rate amounts when filtering by rate type or room type in the rate manager. Discussed additional vendor integrations via API available for Stayntouch PMS customers, and showed how to track API and webhook changes from the Stayntouch website. With that, I'd like to conclude our presentation. Thank you all for coming, and if you have any additional questions, please feel free to email me at erin.fisher@stayntouch.com. Thanks again.